Killian Del Olmo and Quinton Del Olmo. So the two of them right at the top of their game. And it will be interesting to see which of these two can take the win. John Harris in the middle of the grid. Tommy Howman is in P4 and Lucas Mateja in P5. It was the Del Olmos and Mateja who were in our two invitationals. Harris and Howman have joined us more recently, but they're all very quick indeed. So make a note of the colours if you can. Killian is in the yellow Peugeot. Quinton is in the blue. And then you've got Lucas in the green and John in the red. Tommy Howman with the Darth Vader livery, as we've been calling it. Two set esports drivers in this one. Let's see who's going to take the win. Who's your money on, Neil?
This is tricky, but I would say from the track position, I would go for Killian. Killian can completely dictate what happens here. So it's Killian or Tommy Howman for me, because they can be split strategies. I reckon that those are the two to watch.
Right, we'll see, won't we, if any of these others can get in the mix. We're just waiting now for the last of the drivers to get into the lobby, which is where they go in the game before they head to the grid. We have a pre-grid in real life, which is where you'll find Neil Cole trying not to get run over.
Yeah.
Who got run over, Neil, that time? Was it Kristoffersson? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Johan Kristoffersson. Yeah.
By Sebastian Loeb's car, wasn't it?
That was correct. Yeah.
It wasn't Loeb. Yeah, this sounds out of context motorsport. It sounds very bad, doesn't it? Basically, Kristoffersson, our double World Rallycross champion prior to Timmy Hansen winning the championship last year, was in the pre-grid, and Sebastian Loeb's car was being moved, I think, by the team, if I remember correctly, being pushed, and they rolled it over Kristoffersson's foot, and he kept it a secret from everyone because he didn't want them to know how badly hurt he was, and it was quite painful, I believe. I think he didn't take his boot off that night because he knew that if he took his race boot off, his foot would swell up and he wouldn't get it back on. So he slept with his race boots on in a lot of pain. But then, if I remember correctly, Neil, I'm pretty sure he won the following day.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's completely nails, isn't he? But I was there for all of that, and there was like a huddle, a Volkswagen PSRX huddle around Johan. And then he got taken away, and you kind of go, what's going on there? And they kind of kept a lid on it. But yes, I think the Loeb's Peugeot was just being pushed and the wheel rolled over. That kind of, it's one of those slow, painful accidents that you can't really avoid, but it's really, really sore when it happens.
But yeah, very different from my initial statement, which was that Sebastian Loeb ran over Johan Kristoffersson. He didn't.
Fake news.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, allegedly. Right, here we go. We're going to get down to the grid. Here we go. So tyres are cleaned virtually just as they are in real life. We've got 5 cars on the line looking to take the win in round 2 and during a beautiful sunset in Norway. I can tell you, you don't see a sunset in Norway until 3 in the morning. So this would be a very late race because at this time of year, they're close enough to be included pretty much in the land of the midnight sun. So let's see who's going to take the win this time out. We're behind John Harris, who gets a great start, I think it is, but I know, so yeah. Oh, the inside, Del Olmo, Quinton Del Olmo goes to the standard lap, and his brother goes off to the Joker. Mateja's gone, Mateja's definitely got Joker. Both of Del Olmo's have maybe gone standard lap. They have Killian Del Olmo leading then, so it's Killian Del Olmo from Tommy Howman and Quinton Del Olmo. So Quinton Del Olmo didn't go, it was Mateja who went in the green liveried car. He's gone with John Harris. Those guys are, nearly a second apart, but they're 2.6 off the back of the pack. So Killian Del Olmo now in the box seat, basically from the pole, Neil. He's just got to make no mistakes and try and extend that gap. While behind him, look, Quinton is having a decent battle with Tommy Howman. Howman's trying to go around the outside. I wonder if Howman might go Joker this time. He doesn't. Howman's now up the inside. Quinton Del Olmo. Quinton Del Olmo now will return the favour as they go into the left-hander. So Quinton Del Olmo, you're on board with Howman, looking at Quinton Del Olmo just in front. Howman now looks to the inside. Del Olmo's on the handbrake super early. In the background, you can see John Harris now is just 1.6 seconds off the back, and Harris is already jokered. So Killian Del Olmo, the only guy out front who isn't getting himself in a spot of bother, Neil.
Yeah, so this is really interesting. I reckon that if we'd seen Quentin Joker on the first lap as well, then he might be out front with his brother. But now these two scrapping with each other, and they've got very different lines as well. Holman isn't quite as wide and sideways as Del Olmo, but John Harris very much in the mix with these guys because he has already jokered.
Look at the concentration on Howman's face down in the bottom corner there. You can see he's absolutely sideways. Again, using between 90 and 180 degrees of rotation roughly on the wheel, which is pretty standard for real life. I know some of the drivers set their wheels up differently for esports. Oh, sideways in the background. John Harris over that crest in the red-coloured Peugeot behind Tommy Howman, trying to close him down. And I think Harris is now 1.1 second off. So yeah, load less. It's 9/10 of a second off the back. So Harris is definitely closing Howman down. Howman really needs to hope that Harris gets a bit of harassment from Matasia behind him. Again, there's that super early handbrake. Snap the car in and get back on the throttle that you see from the esports drivers.
Yeah, you won't be seeing that too much, even from an esports expert like Shane van Gisbergen. They're not quite as wild and sideways as these guys, but it is quicker. In the game, it's much quicker because of the physics.
Handbrake on the run into the first corner there for Kylian Delormeau. Quinton Delormeau just 1.1 off the back of him. 1.4 back to Hamilton. So I'm looking at, what is it, 2.3 seconds between John Harris and Quinton Delormeau. John Harris here could be on for P2, Neil. It's going to be a very close merge between the guys in P4 and 5 and the guys in P2 and 3, and it's all going to happen on this next lap. So here we go, Quinton Delormeau with a 1 second lead over his brother, coming around to take the line on the last lap. They're heading on to lap 6 now, so they're going to have to Joker this time round. Watch for the Delormeaus and Howman, all going to go Joker. John Harris on the inside line, watching for Kylian Delormeau in the yellow Peugeot. Is he going to come out in front? He does. Oh, and Quinton Delormeau's with him. John Harris and Matasia in each other's doors, but they can't get up to the Delormeau brothers in front. Harris frantically trying to protect his position from Matasia. Matasia's in backwards. Can Howman benefit from that? Tommy Howman trying to pick up the pieces at the back of the pack. He's not quite there. And it's going to be a Delormeau 1-2. Kylian Delormeau through the last right-hander to take the win over the line. The world champion in Dirt Rally 2.0 shows you why he has that position. Quinton Delormeau crosses the line in second. And the UK's John Harris gets third. Matasia and Howman in fourth and fifth. But look at that on the right-hand side of your screen. 2.4 seconds separating the entire of the top 5. But a great result for the two Delormeaus. It's a 1-2 for the French lad.